Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website addressed below. If you haven't got yours yet, the Tribal Tuesday and Mindset Magic courses are still open. You can still get your seat. And also, if you are ready to discover what your purpose is and align with it, I'm doing a purpose alignment activation webinar. It is on the 1st of February. It's just £11 and you can get, it's like the cost of 2 coffees depending on where you are in the world. You can do so on the link in the description box below. And also, as if that wasn't enough, you can get your retrograde survival kit for £10 off currently. Remember, Mercury does go retrograde next week. So with that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what your week ahead has in store for you, Capricorn. What is going on in your world? Okay, and this week you get the 9 of Cups in your actions, on your actions and path. And this is a great card to have in that respect. Your 9 of Cups is often about healing and it is also very much about a wish fulfilled. So even though this is an action sector, this actually says that on your path, you are about to have a wish fulfilled. If there's something that you've been waiting for, if there's something that you've been wanting to start, or maybe there's something that you've been waiting to come to you or to happen for you, the 9 of Cups basically says this is the week. This is the week where it happens. This is the week where it arrives. This is you no longer waiting but sitting pretty with everything that you asked for showing up. This is a powerful card of an emotional contentment, and it's usually because whatever it is that we've asked for, put out there, tried to manifest, it shows up. So this is a great week for you because whatever it is that you've asked for or called out to the universe for, it shows up for you here this week. This is where you can say, yes, you know what? This is what I wanted and I finally have it. This is where you can, the feeling that I'm getting is like you can finally put your hands on something, or even if, you know, if it's not necessarily something tangible, it's where you get that news, that, you know, that good news that you've been waiting for, which is a really great energy. And it's basically everything that you want to ask for, you know, or rather everything that you asked for is now showing up. This is really good news, guys. Your communications and conversations, you have the High Priest. So this card is actually the Hierophant card. And it talks about the establishment. So for those of you that are waiting for job interviews, maybe outcomes of job interviews, maybe you're finding out about your studies, all of this stuff is coming through for you in a big way. And if you look at that, I mean, the High Priest is such a beautiful card. He's literally drawing down the sun, right? This is the opposite version of, you know, that's like a more of a druid or a masculine mystery, right? And what you're talking about here with the High Priestess is really bringing into the physical, into the tangible, the things that you want. Now, because this is coming through your conversations, this is about you having conversations with people that can actually affect change in the area of life that you are trying to work with. So this could very well be about your job. It could be good news about your profession. It could be good news about your studies. What I really like about this is because it comes underneath that 9 of Cups, this looks for me like something that you've been waiting for a long time. It's not necessarily something that, you know, I've been waiting a couple of weeks and I still haven't heard anything back. This is something that you've been waiting on for quite some time, and this is where it finally comes to light. This is where it shows up in your life in a tangible way that you can see, which is really, really nice. Conversations look good this month. Communication looks easy, and it feels like things just flow. You know, there's no more of this feeling of being tongue-tied, or maybe not knowing what to say, or maybe not knowing how what you're going to say is going to be received. This week, you just know what to say, and it's ultimately like people are receiving you in that way, which is gorgeous. So for your money and materials, you do have the Five of Cups. So with the sweets come the sours, right? Your Five of Cups is about loss. Very often it's about mourning or some sort of grief. It does remind you though. Now, if you look at her, she's got one cup spilt and she's libating with the other. So it looks like this week, and then she's got the three in the background there that aren't full, that aren't fallen and aren't spilling out their contents. Sometimes people say with this card, don't cry for spilt milk. I don't feel like it is that. I feel like this week you are making a personal sacrifice of sorts. Whenever you see anyone doing a libation, it means that they've asked for something and they understand that in order for that thing to come into our lives, sometimes we have to give something or phase something else out so that it can take its place. This week, I feel like that's what's happening with your money, with your finances. Maybe something that you've wanted for a long time. Maybe the price has changed. Maybe you won't get as much for it or from it or out of it than you had originally anticipated. This is a very short-term energy. And I mean, when I say short term, I mean no more than 5 weeks. So whatever it is, don't panic, don't stress about it. Just know that whatever you give in the moment of now for this week will have much bigger rewards and blessings come back to you within the next 5 weeks. All right. So kind of see it as like and look at this, you've got 2 5s here as well. 5s are always about change. I've heard them called the agents of chaos, but I've also heard them called the agents of liberation and freedom. The number 5 is dynamic. It moves things. So there's a lot of energy shifts and changes going on for you this week, Capricorn. And it's really about you just holding on to your pants and doing your thing, right? So your love and relations, you've got the Moon card. So this is an interesting card because it's a full circle moment. Whenever I see the Moon card, I see it as kind of like a completion and a culmination, but also the emergence of something from the past. Now, for those of you that are single, it definitely looks like you could be connecting with somebody that you and for some of you, this could be welcome because you've got these 2 5s here and you've got the 5 of Cups right opposite the Moon card. It could be somebody that you lost and kind of thought, oh, one day I really hope that we can reconnect. Maybe not necessarily to be with them again, but maybe just so that everybody can voice how they felt, what they experienced, and kind of move forward in a better light. This is the thing I always say, like, what's the point of making enemies of people that you used to love? So if you can rectify that, and like I said, maybe not necessarily get back together, but at least be on, have it end or reconnect in a way that is actually beneficial for everybody involved. Keep that in mind. For those of you that are already partnered, it could be that you hear of or come into contact with an ex for some reason. And I kind of feel like it's just meant to be that, like you come together, you see each other, maybe it's just like a civil nod. Hi, how you doing? The feeling I get from this is I'm specifically talking to those of you that have children. It may very well be that you have to connect with the ex for that reason. Keep it at that, because whatever candle or flame they might be holding, you have well and truly moved on, and that is the way that it should stay. So with your key to the week, what is your key to the week? This week you get the Magician card, right? So this is great. It really suggests to me that you have the power to affect all of the change that you want. I mean, when I see this and the fact that you've got that High Priest card there, and I'm reading that specifically as his card rather than just the broader meaning of the Hierophant, this is about you creating the change that you want. It's about you welcoming in those things that you've wished for, hoped for. The fact that you have the Magician card, it basically says, while you may not feel like you are in control, you have much more of a hand in the direction that you're heading than you may even be giving yourself credit for. Take that up and know that whatever happens from here on in, you have the power to deal with it, and ultimately you have the power to change it or rewrite it should you so choose. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.